Okay, so you guys should have your note guides downloaded, and we're going to work on 4 problems here. I'm going to work them through by myself here. Remember, you can pause this video at any time, take the notes, hit play when you're ready to move on, back it up, do whatever you got to do. Okay, but these first 4 are just going to be extra practice, and then the next video, it'll be pausing and asking you to fill in your blanks, and you can check your answers against what I'm doing. So let's jump in here on the first one. So we're solving for V. Whatever I do to one side of this inequality, I got to do to the other. I see that we are adding 2.1, so I'm going to subtract 2.1 from both sides. And when that happens, plus 2.1 minus 2.1 cancel, we get left with the V. Less than or equal to, and then we have negative 1.8 minus 2.1. This would be negative 3.9. And as always, with an inequality, I have to stop and think, did I ever multiply or divide by a negative number? And the answer is no. The only thing I ever did was I added or I subtracted a negative or subtracted a number from. I never multiplied or divided by a negative number. Okay, let's look at the next one. Same thing. I'm going to set it up the way I always do with my dotted line, my box protecting the variable, and I see that I have 3.4 being multiplied to k. So what do? I undo multiplication with division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3.4. And I'm going to wind up with k on the left side. On the right side, let's break out the calculator. We got 10.5 negative divided by 3.4. And I'm getting a nice crazy decimal here. It's negative 3.088. And I'm going to leave it there with a nice little dot, dot, dot at the end of it. And then I have to ask the question, did I ever multiply or divide by a negative number? And the answer is no. And I know what you might be thinking, but Mr. Shear, the negative 10.5, that you divided that. The way we have to think about this is that I was not the one who did it. That number was already there. Okay, I divided by 3.4. The fact that I divided into a negative number didn't change it. Okay, so this one would stay greater than. All right, let's look at the other 2 example problems that I wanted to look at for today. So let's get rid of these. And let's look at the next one that is on your note guide for today. I have negative 5.3 G, negative 5.3 G is greater than negative 8.2. As always, I look and say, there's my variable, there's my inequality symbol, and now I see this is multiplication. I am going to divide both sides by a negative 5.3. The negative 5.3 will cancel on the left side because they would leave behind a 1G or just G. And I forgot my negative sign here. But we have negative 8.2 divided by 5.3, which is also negative, and I get 1.547, and it's going to keep going on. 1.547. Now, this one, I divided by the negative number. I was the one who said I'm dividing by negative 5.3. This one, we would need to flip the inequality symbol because I'm the one who introduced the negative division on the one side of the equation. All right, so that's the difference between the previous problem and this one. The previous problem, the negative sign was already on that side of the inequality. Once I did it, and brought it over, then I had to worry about it. All right, the next and the last one for this video, we have negative h over 2.86. Remember, if I'm going too fast, pause it, rewind, do what you got to do. We got 5.00. So here, I see my h is the top of this guy, so I'm dividing that by a number. Now this guy, I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 2.86. And you might be saying, but Mr. Shear, that's not a negative 2.86 on the bottom. This negative sign on this fraction, I got to get rid of it as well. So these guys, I'm just going to lump them together. So that way it's going to disappear whenever I do this multiplication on the other side. So we're going to multiply negative 2.86 to both sides. That would cause this guy and this guy to cancel, leaving me with a h. I multiplied by a negative number, so that inequality symbol flips. And I have 5.00 times 2.86 negative equals 14.3 negative. All right, so there we go. Okay, so those are some problems I just wanted to work through with you, or I wanted to give you examples of me working out those problems. The next video, you will be working on your own and then pressing play to check your work. Okay,